Yeah, so closest mountains to me are 2,500 miles that away. Remote beach, kind of a band. It's my father and my mother in the background, and yeah, I'm in Hawaii, which is nowhere close to Andrew's Roof or Freak or whatever you want to call it. Heading back to the mainland probably sometime in February, and I just found myself a moon board and a gym, and I'm gonna get back to work here. And I got a month to get myself back into a V10 shape, but I wanted to chime in. So the video that I'm currently uploading right now, it was taken 2 days after the last video, and in the comments of that video, a bunch of people have chimed in for specific beta tips, which I really appreciate, and I think it's kind of cool, and I'm actually kind of excited to try some of this out. It might be the start of something a little bit different, a little bit new for the channel. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to go, but I wanted to give you guys an update. I'm really psyched to get back on it. It just might be a little bit, but till then, enjoy session 2 on Andrew's Roof, Freak. Yeah, I have to figure out what I'm going to be calling this thing right now. This is a really cool beach, man. Just black sand. There's like green sand beaches on this island, which is sort of interesting seeing. So, take care. Maybe I'll get some footage out of this place at some point in time. All right, so day 2. Session 2, and probably going to be the last session, at least for a while. I mean, I only find myself in the Gunks once, twice a year. And just given the nature of how this year's panned out, as I talked earlier, I just thought, like, well, why not give this a go? I mean, not that I really have to be anywhere else, but honestly, like, climbing here is expensive. It's $20 for a day pass. Now I could get a membership, but like that's $100 whatever. Yeah, it's expensive. It's also like, I mean, not that I have places to stay, but it's getting cold. I'm getting north, so yeah, probably last session for a while, unless I make some significant progress. The other thing that kind of peeves me off right now is my other camera apparently did not charge yesterday, or the battery's just dying. I don't know which. I'm also here during weekdays. I didn't really want to come up here on the weekends because of the crowds, as this place really gets crowded. And I mean, it just so happens the boulder that I'm climbing on is probably one of the most popular boulders here. So yeah, I mean, it's been, I mean, what, the other day it was, yeah, I saw one other person climbing on that boulder, which is great. Today seems to be probably gonna be the same, if anybody, so that's perfect. But yeah, come Friday, that will abruptly change. And I mean, just in the interest of being socially responsible, I don't want to be around then. So we'll see how she goes. It's a new pair. It's a good climb. It's so quiet and nice right now. This is the weekdays on the Gunks, which are the much better days to be climbing here. Which I realize that's not everyone can do that, but yeah. Yep. Oh man, that was a little ugly. I forgot something during the sequence, and just as far as a warm goes, that was not quite what I wanted. But yeah, I've been warming up on Andrew's Traverse, or Andrew's. This is Andrew's Boulder. I don't know what this is called. Andrew's Traverse, I think is what it's called. It's a V4, I believe. You just gain the ledge, whatever works for you. I know some people kind of just work their way up that way. It's very easy. I can jump to it, and initially you're going to pop a right heel, left hand low crimp, right hand upper crimp, and at this point you can reach to this hold here. Now, eventually you want to get your left hand all the way out to here. This is somewhat blind. If you look at it from this angle, you can kind of see where the crimp is. But when you're hanging right here, it is, yeah, you just sort of have to know where it's at. But before you make a left hand to that, I did this at a sequence, forgot about it, is generally you have to switch your heel to a toe so you can get the extra extension. I find it's easier if you bring your left foot up and toe cam, then switch the right to the toe cam, then you can drop it out and you can get that extra extension to reach to here. And then crux move is to reach all the way up. There is a blind jug. It is a jug. You can see the tick mark here somewhere. Somebody put there to kind of indicate where it is. I also find it's a little easier to bring my right hand to this guy here first. Allows me to set my hips to reach all the way up. And then once you have the jug, it's just cut the feet, or you can use this thing. The hold's really good. And then maybe it's a little grovelly going up, but it's not, you won't have any problems. Now, I think this video is kind of about like the process of working on a boulder. And you know, obviously I can do this, but I didn't really intend to actually film it, largely because there wasn't really a process to figuring this out. And what I mean by that is, this is not to say that I just like walked up and flashed it. Like, absolutely not. No, I mean, the first time I got on this thing was 10 years ago. That's probably not far off. It's about 10 years ago. And I chuffed like everybody else in the same section, really like getting this hold, and then if you get that, trying to get that hold. I think I got my hands like matched on those two crimps. That was the first. That was day one, and yeah, I mean, I was struggling, and this is even me. I'm tall, and I can make the reach off the heel, obviously. Which, yeah, that was session one. Session two, I just walked up and sent it. And that was 2 days ago. So, like, there's a lot of difference between, there's a lot of climbing that occurred between session one and session two. So there wasn't really a process to working on that. And that's just the case. If you stay with climbing, you'll get to that point where it's just, below a certain grade, there just isn't much of a process to working on climbs. We've all been there. We've all been there. Like, let me just be fair about that. You know, like, look, I wasn't fortunate enough to start climbing in my teens or even my 20s, really. You know, I wasn't fortunate enough to start climbing in a gym. Actually, I don't know if that's fortunate, but I didn't start climbing in a gym. And all that means was, like, I had to just seek this stuff out. I had to put the work in to go out and show up. I just showed up. And, I mean, yeah, there's people walking shit all around me, and I'm just chuffing on the same, you know, easy stuff. This problem included. You know, you have to go through that. I kind of feel it makes it more fulfilling when you go through that, to actually work through that. I mean, I am an advocate for their. I feel it is somewhat essential to have a degree of a barrier to entry, and maybe that's disappearing a little bit in climbing, but because it just increases the value of the climbing itself when you have to go through that process of exceeding that barrier. So, all I'm saying, you know what? I think if you want to take anything away from what I just said, you show up and you try hard. I don't judge you, okay? Regardless of what I'm doing, I will not judge you. In fact, if you're trying hard enough, I'll get psyched for you, and I'll even help you work on your project. You know, like, it will. Just everyone being like all about being there and trying hard, it means a lot. I mean, in the case of bouldering and sport climbing, like, it does. It's infectious. It's a great environment. Doesn't matter if you're climbing V2 or V12. Believe me, though you're probably hanging out different people in between those two, but regardless, yeah. Just show up and try hard. Speaking of try hard, I gotta start trying hard right now. Yeah. Where is that spot? Fuck, dude. Yeah, boulders tend to come in a range between, you can work every move in isolation, or you're just forced to do the thing ground up. And I fully expected this to be the latter. type. You know, actually, I mean, completely the latter type. It's not even like I can work any component of this thing without having done the moves prior. And I'm at a point where I'm sort of like, it's a body, well, I mean, I'm trying to get a really high left toe, and even when I've only gotten my toe there, I think twice, and like, I am just incapable of moving at that point. Now, part of that is just like I'm grossly inflexible, but the other part is like I don't really have an opportunity to just sort of like play with the body position, because I think it's all about the body position, and I just have to do the moves prior, and I can't do it fresh, and that makes a difference. You know, honestly, like doing a boulder from the ground up, or being forced to do it from the ground up, isn't necessarily a bad thing, because you tend to really hone in on all the minutia, because it's only a couple moves, but you gotta do them over and over again. You keep trying to find small little ways of just like tweaking. It's just you don't know what's ahead of you. You don't know if you have to just, if you can just power your way through a sequence, or do you gotta, you know, save some gas, or like adjust the body position. It's, I don't know, it's a different, kind of like a different flavor of bouldering, but yeah, that's just what we got. So, and it's snowing right now. Yeah, flurrying. Give you an indication how cold it is right now. Actually, the rock feels really good, but I just gotta take advantage of it. Gotta take advantage of it before the battery in this thing runs out, because apparently my other camera didn't charge last night, and that really bums me out. But so I got this guy, and then I got my phone, and my phone's not gonna last that long. So oh, damn. Is it good? Fuck it, try it. Okay. Hey. Yeah, he's yeah. Come on. Maybe. Jeez. All right, so I've only seen one video of one person doing this before I got on it, and it's Char Federal doing Wheel Buddha, which actually starts over there and ends on this. But the point is, the way he did this sequence, I don't know where in that he grabs, doesn't really matter, but he brings his left toe up in here real high, and then does like a real heavy drop knee and reaches out, and he makes it look really easy, which is how these videos usually go. It's really scrunchy for me to do that. I'm not saying I can't do that, but I'm starting to toy with the idea of instead bringing my right toe further out on this guy and leaving a spot for my left. So at that one crimp, or I'm sorry, when I get like perched up into that undercling there, I can bring my left toe into that side, flag the right out, I don't know where, or if I put it on something, I'm not sure yet, and then reaching up to this hold. So like that's going to involve me reaching way behind my head, But what I can do, as I discovered, is I can actually let go with my left hand at this point. So it might just be all about committing to actually reaching back behind me and grabbing that lip of the roof. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna. There's a lot on the right hand, but you know what? I mean, I'm taking plenty of time between burns because I have all day. I'm just taking my time with it. You know, by the way, like some people, yeah, my buddy out in Colorado, I've seen him and his crew work stuff, and it's like, I mean, it is impressive how relentlessly they attack boulder problems, like something they've never been on. And I mean, one after the other. But the thing is this guy, he's maybe he is the most prolific boulderer I know of. I mean, like, this is, yeah, I'm talking about a guy that's plugged like 30 or 40 double-digit boulder problems over a year. Like, this, I'm sure his resume, I don't know if he's hit 100 or not, but like, I mean, yeah, it's impressive. And, I mean, he's stronger than I am, but, you know, like, it's really cool to watch. So I know it works. You know, I think it just kind of depends on the person you are. I'm not that person. Yet. Yeah, I'm not sure if you notice how visible the snow is right now. So, yeah, there's that to deal with. Fortunately, this thing's really overhung, so most of the holds, you know, doesn't really matter. Other than these, like, ones that at the very end that I'll probably be desperately throwing for. But, little caveat, the last time I was bouldering in the snow up here, I sent, so there you go. And we got some new beta. So, well, potentially. We'll see how it works. I know I probably can make this work. Again, it's just about playing the body position, you know, and how much time do I have to work on it? Crap. Oh, unfortunately, I don't think the plan B is going to work. So, yeah, I can definitely get the left toe here, let go of the left hand, but I have to cross. The problem is it's the way my hips are rotated. I got to cross, like, way across my body. I don't think I can reach the hold. Like, I mean, so I need to square my shoulders up a little bit more, or square my hips up a little bit more, both, just so I can actually get the extension to reach out to this thing. At least as it stands right now. So I might have to bail back to plan A, but boy, I really don't want to. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm gonna try the same thing I tried last time. It's where I initially bring my right toe out further on this hold, and then I bring my left toe to it. But before, what I had is I had my knee rotated off to the right. I'm going to try to open my hips up and like rotate it back left. Now that's going to make it's going to be a little harder to get into that position because at that point I'm like really perched on my feet. So like my hips are in the wall, which means what's going to happen is I have to bring my hips out from the wall, out from the wall to rotate my knee into hopefully like this position. But if I can do that, that will square my hips up. I should have the extension to reach out to that lip. That's the theory. I don't have to pull it this time. It just had to see if it works or not. But that's the plan. So we'll see how it goes. Also, the snow seems to be subsiding. So that's good. Hopefully nothing got too greased up, so we'll find out. God. Whew. Boy, I don't know about that. Oh, so I don't think that's going to work. But I might have the right idea as far as body position. So rather than bringing my foot up like this, just trying to bring up and actually doing a perch, which is going to be harder than the way I'm doing it right now, but simply because of how tall I am. We'll try anyway. Yeah. Why not? I mean, my right toe is already up to that point, so all I gotta do is just like scoot this guy up. And if I leave enough space, I should be able to pull that off. One concern I have is if my foot is rotated to the right, I can't just perch and come in on top of my foot. So I'll have to kind of like square, rotate my knee into the wall, which again is going to drive my hips out and make things a little bit harder. But yeah, well, don't know until you try. I just immediately want to do that. God damn, I can't get it. So unfortunately, I think I'm bailing on plan B here and going back to plan A. Well, we'll call it A2 because it's a slight variation. This spot right here, or even like right here. When I was mentioned about Char, when I watched a video of him doing this, like he brought his left toe up to that point, and like I can get my left toe there. I just can't get any weight on it, or it doesn't feel like I can get any weight on it. So that's why I started trying to use this guy. But the problem is this puts me outside the box per se. So what I'm going to try to do, it's going to involve bringing my foot higher, is get a heel, left heel up there as opposed to a left toe, because that'll just sort of lock it in naturally. See how that works. I just want to explain this a little bit better, I think. So I mentioned I'm going to try to put a heel there because I feel it's going to lock it in naturally. And what I mean by that is, so this is like an issue of like hip rotation sort of deal. Like if my hips are rotated all the way to the right, I feel pretty good. And it has to do with the position of that undercling that I grab in. So as soon as I start squaring up my hips to the wall, that's when I start running into problems. And I mean, look, if I just like kept doing this move over and over again, it would start feeling more comfortable, and I'd just be able to pull it. Oh, my fingertips are getting worn out. So when my hips are square and I'm bringing my foot up that high, well, at this point I have to kind of like lock my toe into the wall, and I have to push down on my toe. And I just, right now anyway, I just don't, at least where I'm getting my toe, I don't feel like I can get like, I can't like lock my foot in onto the wall. If I can pull a heel, and that's a big if, because that had to involve bringing my foot even higher. I'm already having problems getting my foot that high. But if I can do it, I mean, the fact that it is work for me to get my foot that high, well, it's naturally going to like push my freaking foot down, and like I don't have to do any work with my toe to kind of hold my foot up on that ledge. It'll just be there and like working for me. And then hopefully I can reach out to this thing. Now, we might have some problems even if I pulled this move reaching out on the roof in that manner, it actually might be a detriment for making the next hand move, or walking my feet up, because I have to unlatch that heel. Understood. I'm just gonna go for it, you know, or try it anyway. The other thing too is, like, I mean, I don't think it'll be an issue on this, but there is that possibility, like, if your heel gets locked in and your hands go, well, then that flips you into a bad falling position. Yeah, well. Well, it is what it is. You know, like me out here by myself. Okay, well, oh boy. Yeah, it really felt doable the last time I got my foot there. It's not now. I mean, like, realistically, I'm probably getting tired. Like, I've been out here for a couple hours now, so. Ain't done yet, but, yeah, ain't done yet. Ugh. But sorry, I'm down to one camera, and there's a battery life issue I'm trying to keep track of here, which is why I'm not moving it. So when I get the undercling, there's a point where I start squaring up on the hold, try to make it as positive in the direction that I'm sort of engaging it. And maybe it's worth my while here to really, like, thrust my hips in with the purpose of kind of, like, pulling them up. And the idea is opening up space to bring my left toe. You sort of naturally do it, but it's just because that hold is not as good as you want it to be. It's just because how bad that hold is. Like, you're sort of hesitant to, like, do that because it puts more on that right hand. But the problem is you need to get that foot up and working for you. It also means, like, the next move, I'm still going to have a whole lot on that right hand. So, little things, you know. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, wish I would have realized that a day ago. But it's the way these things goes. Yeah, so it's really like getting my chest up into the roof and getting my hips up. That allows me to get that foot up. And yeah, I let go with the left hand briefly there, in that position. So, okay, that is progress. Whew. So I think, like, it's probably better overall if you're working on a project like this. You know, you give it a few burns, and then you move on. and you go to another boulder and you do that, and maybe it's something you do, maybe it's another project, it is okay. It's just turn your attention, keep the rotation going, you know. No, I think it's a good thing. I'm not doing it right now, obviously, and that's just because of everything else I've already talked about, but I'm okay with that, you know. Like, so right now, yeah, I think that unlocks like the next move, at least for me, even though I haven't pulled it yet. Right now, like, yeah, I'm getting tired, and like the skin is starting to complain, and it probably would be in my best interest to move on, but as I have no other objective up here, and I don't know if I'm going to be here for another year. This is the whole reason I came up here. I'm just going to keep working on it, and I think it's like 12:30 or 1 o'clock or something like that. I mean, I guess if the battery dies, well then, you know, then I probably will stop. Yeah, I mean, I have until it gets dark. It's another 4 hours or something like that. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Or I'll just get too tired to really be pulling on this thing. But, you know, trust the process. Is that the adage? I'm not sure. So I was just trying a different spot on this hold, because from here anyway, it looks better, and it is a little bit bigger, just going more to the right, and even like all the way to the left, it's a little bigger. It's just something about this middle section that looks the smallest, but it's very sharp, and I can get like a lot of opposition to really lock in on that to pull around. So I'll probably try that. I think I'm only going to try this another like 2 or 3 times, because I'm pretty tired. Just totally admit. Yeah, they're starting to feel harder now, even though like I'm making very small gains here, in terms of like figuring it out. It's just I'm just getting gassed. I mean, yeah, we're now at very late in the day, or late in term. I mean, yeah, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I just had the same experience down the road. I was kind of hoping I would just like chuff off of that like early on, and I didn't. I'm really tired. It's not obvious, but like that in my mind was kind of a high point. It's like, shit, do I keep doing it? Like that. Damn. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I'm calling it. My body feels pretty stressed right now. Really stressed. Good day. I mean, it really was. Not like there was progress, small, but like that's just kind of how it goes with these kind of problems. I don't really, you know, I mean, the whole thing's just a half dozen moves. So, but I think part of like, I mean, a lot of the day was experimenting, like trying different body positions, trying different feet, and just kind of seeing what works and what doesn't. I mean, ironically, and this is, I don't know, more than half the time, this is usually how it goes. Like, the intended method, beta, was the one that ended up kind of working for me. I have a feeling that the left toe, the high left toe that I was like really, that was like the big thing, big project for the day, was just trying to figure out how to get that and kind of like get weight, take weight with it. I was able to release my left hand twice, kind of stall on that toe, or I'm sorry, I'm in an undercling with the right, but I have a suspicion that the next time I get on it, it's going to be working on kind of like rotating that left knee to really like pull the hips up into like the corner and get that foot working a little bit better for me versus just keeping everything on that right undercling, which is just, it's not that it's a small hold. It's not that it's bad, but like that's just a lot for the right hand. So, I mean, for 2 sessions of work, that I'm very happy with that. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, certainly I'd love to send it, but it takes time. This is at my limit, so like it takes a bit of work. Well, somewhat serendipitously, it has begun to sleet, so maybe not a bad decision to call it. But I'm just tired. I have, as I think I mentioned earlier, like I haven't been bouldering for ever, not forever. I mean, I think I went out for like a day over the summer, back in August. And then over quarantine, I did like a couple days. That's about it. Yeah. I mean, that's not like even the gym. So the point being is I had no illusions of, I didn't. It was very realistic in terms of coming up here and what I would be able to get done. But quite honestly, I think I did better than I thought I was going to. Because, I mean, really, it's not as if I haven't been climbing. I just haven't been bouldering. And the aggressive nature of it, I'm just not I just got to turn that back on, so it takes a little bit. But from here, I'll probably be heading back down to the new, there for 2 months. There's a possibility that I'm heading to Hawaii in January. Actually, kind of a good possibility, which I'm a little undecided about, but never been. Why not? So there's a chance. February, beginning of February, and the beginning of January, that I can come back up here. Beginning of January might be pretty cool. I can come up here on my birthday. Now, I realize this is not necessarily the kind of content people initially were subscribing to this channel for. Again, I have no plans to stop doing like trad climbing or multi-pitch climbing. I freaking love that.
There's just not a whole lot of it on the East Coast, and that's just like where I'm at right now. But shooting this actually helps me out if I'm not going to be back here for an extended period of time, because I have to remember what the hell I did on this thing to begin with. So it's of no it works for me as well. So let me know if you like it. This is a little different, but you know, if it's something that people really appreciate, then I have no qualms making more of it. Yeah. Until next video, guys, take care. I don't usually say this other than like a little flash screen, but if you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this content, if you like the video, let me know. Hit the like button, and maybe I'll work on getting more of it out. But cheers, guys.